And I'm sorry, for those playing at home, Leprechaun 5, a transgender prostitute who kind of looks like Tiny Lister in a Marilyn Monroe wig.
Yes.
Just went into a bedroom with Warwick Davis, and there is insinuation that they are doing sexual things.
Wait, now, the best thing about the Leprechaun movies, and to a lesser degree the Wishmaster series, is watching the stupidly ironic ways in which the monster kills his victims. Like, if a girl is really pretty, he'll make her, like, face melt off, and that's irony, because she was pretty.
Hello, I want to play a game.
Right. Oh,
wow, he is doing that.
We just watched a monster leprechaun.
I am way too sober for this.
I don't want to offend real leprechauns, but we just saw a monster leprechaun having sex with a black transvestite and slashing his throat while doing it.
Her throat.
Her is.
Still waiting for Coolio to show up in this one.
Okay, so anyway, they're making a fifth Alien. I am both excited and terrified. That's all I can say.
There's no reason I think we've all come to the consensus to explain what the Space Jockey is all about. I don't know. I think we have monumentally defiled ourselves from one evening.
Definitely. But just a quick rundown. Wishmaster stopped at 4. Texas Chainsaw stopped at 4 before the remakes. Ghoulies, Tremors, and The Omen all holding steady with 4 apiece, not counting any remakes.
Let's just give a shout out for The Omen is kind of a cheat, I guess. The fourth one was a TV movie.
Well, a lot of these are.
the fourth Psycho movie was a TV movie.
But let's just give it up. Let's give it up for producers who, not to borrow a non-horror example, like Frank Marshall, who until they decided to do a fourth Bourne, I really thought that stood as a great trilogy, and film fans love that when a series of films, like especially 3, really work together and complement one another. But the problem is, after a while, that goodwill from an audience turns into, we just have to turn out horror part 6, horror part 7, horror part 7, 8, 9, 10, and quality becomes secondary.
Well, this is suspect. And here's what I'm going to end this on is a question for the general public to weigh in on. Do you think that Saw or Final Destination is going to be the franchise that reaches the Jason, the Freddy, the Mike Myers numbers of sequels? Obviously, we already have 7 Saws, but now we're entering 5 Final Destinations. So this is a barn burner, folks.
It wouldn't surprise me to see Final Destination keep going. I feel like Saw is the more interesting series.
Yeah.
Personally, all the Final Destinations seem to be the same note. Whether or not you appreciate the Saw films, the Saw films try to do something beyond just the standard setup. They all include the standard setup, but, three is a really cool revenge tale. 6 is a really cool comment on our national health care.
In 3 years, we're going to be sitting here talking about, and book it, again, I'll put money on it. In 3 years, we'll be having this podcast again talking about Paranormal Activity 6.
Yes. And
maybe, and frankly, say what you will about Catfish, but the idea that those guys have for Paranormal 3 being a prequel taking place back in the 80s with high 8 tapes and stuff, I think that's a really cool way to keep that franchise fresh.
Wait a second. I didn't dislike the trailer, but here's the thing. If Part 2 kind of was partially a prequel, and that it kind of explains why these girls were haunted, isn't it only simple logic that Part 3 is going to go back to them as kids?
I don't know. I haven't seen 2, so I guess I was unaware of that connection.
Well, there's simple logic, and then there's fan pleasing. Where else would... it's simple logic, but that doesn't make it inherently bad or inherently misguided.
You should see 2, dude. It's pretty good.
I'm sure it is, and like I said, I'm excited for 3. I think they've got a cool idea for it, and I think that's interesting. It's an interesting twist. Trailer. Like, they're not just doing the same thing over and over again.
I will say this.
No, it's another boring couple in a house.
I liked that they're trying to keep it fresh to a certain degree.
No, because the franchise could have just been, okay, same concept, different house, different couple.
Yeah. Okay, well, 2 things. One, I don't think Saw has a routine setup. I really don't. I think there's going to be... there are things that you will recognize in the films, but I don't think I don't think you could ever really plan and predict where those films are going. Whereas Final Destination, exactly... You can plot from the beginning of the film to the end of the film.
Maybe not to the same degree, but with Final Destination, The entire
There's going to be a huge disaster at the beginning that somebody survives and then blah, blah,
yeah,
blah,
but I mean,
blah, blah.
the Final Destination films are nothing but Hitchcock's rule of, if I show you putting a bomb under a table, you're going to sit there and you're going to lose your shit until the bomb goes off. That's all the Final Destination films are. The new hook is, how do they escape death? And then for another hour, we watch them going, how are they going to die? How are they going to die?
Yeah, the Final Destination films are obviously all about the kills. To a lesser degree, though,
suspense,
the Saw films are about the traps. Like, going in, there are going to be some people caught in some weird shit.
Yeah, but there's always a morality tale there. That's at least a little bit more interesting than Freddy.
I'm not saying that they're the same by any means. I think Saw is a much more interesting series. I'm just saying that there is kind of that framework that you know to expect. Well, but they do something different with each one, and it's very, very cool.
Let me throw this on the table, though. Final Destination, 5 Null Destination Goes West, has decided to... It's so predictable, it's going back to something they've already fucking used as an inciting action. Oh no, it's a giant traffic... There's people dying on the road. Yeah, I remember that from part 2. Like, I'm sorry, if you've already run dry on ideas, yeah, it's a bridge. They took it from a highway to a bridge. That's as creative as they got.
Well, what else are you going to do?
There's so many other things you could do.
I like the roller coaster one.
They did a plane crash, they did a highway accident, they did a roller coaster, and they did a NASCAR race. And then they just decided they were fucking done with original ideas, so they went back to...
No, to be fair, we haven't seen it yet. We don't know. It could be different.
But you've seen it in the trailer. If you've seen it in the trailer, you've seen it.
You're right, but
we know what the big disaster.
That's the difference between Final Destination and Saw. That's exactly my point.
You know, it should have been. You know what Final Destination 5 should have been? No, like
something. Yes,
like a tsunami.
A giant building falls over on a stadium.
So, yeah, people die.
I want to see that building, that giant building made of only mirrors from Transformers 3 that gets cut in half in Chicago. That's what I want to see.
Yeah, I want to see like stunt people dying because that's anyway. So, yeah, I don't even remember what the hell the
Final Destination...
It's time to wrap things up.
Yeah, here's a little piece of trivia that you guys probably know, but I'm pretty sure that globally speaking, Final Destination is currently one of the top 3 most profitable franchises in the world. It is amazing if you look at the numbers overseas compared to the budgets. Like, they all do good money here, but the Final Destination movies have struck a chord globally that you wouldn't believe. They make 3 times as much money overseas as they do here.
Which is why we get so many of them.
Yes.
And there you have it.
But we're horror geeks, so, with every new sequel, hope springs eternal.
This is what we do.
Absolutely.
All right. Well, Luke, tell people where they can find you on the interwebs.
You can find my occasional ramblings on filmschoolrejects.com, and I am frequently on the Twitters at LD Mullen. Mr.
Weinberg, you want to tell people where they can find you?
Yeah. I do some writing and editing for the great team at movies.com. I am the resident film critic for FEARnet.
The resident film critic.
Did you review The Resident?
Yeah, it has nothing to do with the Hillary Swank film.
I'm the only film critic at FEARnet. Thank you, FEARnet. And I am an editor and film critic for the illustrious twitchfilm.com.
One of the great genre film
all
sites.
All 3 sites full of friends, and they're all great sites with people that I really like a lot, so enjoy it.
Excellent.
And Brian, and where can we find your rambling?
If anyone is remotely interested, you can find me at movies.com, hollywood.com, filmschoolrejects.com, movingcinemapictures.com, flashing...
Most recently, the Fantastic Fest blog.
The Fantastic Fest blog, yeah. Like, you can't fucking get rid of me.
Oldskoolkinetoscope.org.
Yeah, like... GeorgeMillet.com. Yeah, you can't get rid of me.
Yeah, brother. Go.
Well, we want to thank you for joining us here on our first inaugural episode of Hatchet Men Nightbreed, and we just want to raise our glasses here and toast. I think tonight we're gonna toast to. What should we toast to tonight? I Want Your Baby. I think.
I Want Your Baby. Yes. Definitely.
All right. Well, we're gonna toast to I Want Your Baby.
I Want Your Baby.
Thank you for playing.